I'm 40. I just turned 40 in the spring. And just to give you a little background, from like the time I was like 18 to 22, I was in like a super serious relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And then I slutted around in my 20s after
Nice.
we broke up, got married when I was 29,
Very
had
nice.
my daughter at 33, and I have now been single since I was 36. So the last just over 4 years.
Okay.
In that time frame, I was fucking a guy that I've known since like the early 2000s, but he was like 15 years older than me.
Ooh,
And
interesting.
it was not good. And
Yeah.
it was like maybe once every, I don't know. It was like annually, like twice a year, like
You just
basically. It was terrible.
needed to knock the cobweb out that pussy. That
Yeah,
every
like,
6 months.
and it wasn't enough. It's just not enough. And now that
Sure.
I've turned 40, so okay, so, Stavi, I'm so horny, my body is vibrating. Anyway,
Wow, that sounds
now
cool.
I don't know if it is,
Is
but
it
now
too
that I'm
much?
40,
You're like
like
a superhero that just got their powers and you don't know how to handle it. You're
seriously, I don't know how, I don't sleep anymore. I'm
damn,
always on
dude.
edge. I'm like shaking. It's terrible. Anyway, the day before my 40th birthday, I decided to go on Tinder. I was already on Tinder,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like looking at guys like my age and older. And then I saw that I just had like a free account. So I saw I had all these likes, but I couldn't see them. So I just decided to give myself a birthday gift
Sure.
and pay for Tinder for just for the week,
Why
just
not?
to see who liked me.
Sure.
And when I did that, I had over 1,300 people, like men wanting to match with me.
Wow.
And so, yeah, and so many of them are under 25.
Sure.
And there was one that stood out who I thought for sure was going to be a catfish situation because I am telling you, 22, the most beautiful body I've ever seen. Like just jacked,
Hell yeah.
tattooed, broccoli hair. I am such a
The
fucking sucker
broccoli
for this
hair.
broccoli
Look at
hair.
you.
Broccoli hair and like gray sweatpants. Oh my God, these guys,
Okay,
these young
relax.
guys have embraced
Don't start jacking off right now.
not to looking around and making me look at their dick outlines. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Okay.
Anyway, so I matched with him and he immediately messaged me and told me he wanted me to sit on his face. And I was like, what?
Wow.
And he was at my house like an hour later.
Wow.
And
Respect.
he was exactly how he looked. It
for
was
you.
kind of weird because at one point he was like fucking me from behind and he started like calling me something. And I was like, what are you calling me? And he was like, Mom. And I was like, oh God.
All right. Well,
and I
listen,
just
what
said,
do you
okay,
want?
well, then you just call me Mommy. Anyway, I've fucked quite a few more of these young people, and they all look like this. And
Sure.
I don't know what's going on. I am 5'6". I weigh 225 pounds. Like I was not getting this quality in my 20s.
Great.
And I don't like, am I gonna scar these people?
No, what?
Like,
come on. What are you talking about? Jesus Christ. Shit.
so
Life
sick.
has been hard for you. You get this gift.
It's been really rough.
You get this gift of this, like, you're insanely horny. You don't want anything serious. You have all these fucking, and like, here's the thing. Yeah, that's how this works. You have 1,300, a bunch of, like, me and Elders are both former Tinder users. You just swipe on anyone you would even sort of fuck, right? And then you get, now as the woman, you get the cream of the crop of these guys. That guy was so horny that he wanted to smash. He was about it. These other guys are about it. What's the downside? Why are you so like down on yourself here?
Okay. Because, I didn't quite finish the story of that first one.
Okay.
So the next day he sent me a message wanting to hook up again. Mm-hmm. But he wanted me to shit on him.
No. What? Really?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, you don't have to fuck that guy again.
Like,
that's insane.
No, well, yeah, I was like, no, that's not going to happen. And he immediately unmatched for me. Now, my concern is that at 22, that is an insane bottom line. Also, I would love to meet the broad that says yes to that.
Well, they're
But
out there. Annie, here's the thing.
it's not me.
Can I tell you something? Yeah,
Yeah.
like this guy is a little out. Like you fucked a hot 22-year-old. These are usually moral issues for men to deal with. This is
Right?
this
That's why I feel
right.
bad.
This is
The men are
usually,
terrible.
and it's like, yeah, is something. I'm not going to say wrong, but did something happen that made these young people attracted to older people? Yeah, something happened. Maybe they have a weird mom, a weird dad, whatever the fuck it is. But as someone who has also fucked a hot person younger than them, it's like, yeah, they want some kind, like, it's usually the daddy stuff. We don't hear so much of the mommy stuff, but hey, it looks like it's out there. You are the beneficiary of it. Is this 22-year-old Jack Broccoli hair kid? Did he have the coolest childhood? Probably not. But you didn't do anything bad. He's nutting. You're nutting. Who's the issue? What's the issue here?
He had the biggest uncut dick I have ever seen. It was like my forearm. It was gorgeous.
This is great. You deserve it. Sounds like shit's been tough. You were dealing with all this.
Yeah.
You were fucking some 55-year-old guy every solstice who could barely fuck.
Yeah, and he smelled terrible.
Yeah, you clearly have some self-esteem issues here, Annie. And I think this is I think this is a good thing for you. You're saying you're so horny, you're like fucking vibrating and shit. You have basically an unending trove of dick here. Don't start fucking so much your life falls apart. Don't, forget to pick up your daughter from fourth grade because you're getting double teamed by 19-year-olds. But like, still, just go do your thing. What's your issue here? Are you just kind of like, you can't believe this is happening, or what's the...
Yeah, first of all, I'm like, what is going on? Like, you don't just turn 40 and like the dick gods just like start blessing you. Like, I don't.
Well,
I just don't. It doesn't feel good to feel this happy.
See, that's the issue here. But the other thing is, it's not because you turned 40. It's because you just took one small chance. The dick gods were out there, baby. You didn't know what those matches have been that way. It's not like they happened, overnight. Those guys have wanted to fuck you. You just couldn't even conceive of a world where young, hot guys want to fuck you. And that's your issue, right? And because you got so horny, it broke through your low self-esteem, and you bought Tinder Plus, and you found you made this discovery, and that's a positive thing. It's good to be happy. It's good to get something you want. Don't overdo it, of course. Don't be like, don't get a fucking dick tummy ache where you're gorging yourself on. I remember when I was a little kid.
I did.
Every time I'd go to a baptism or a wedding and there was a free dessert bar, I would be sick for literally 2 days afterwards.
Savi, you and me both. I am with you. I'm 5'6". I weigh 230 pounds. Like, obviously, I know about some binge eating. I get it.
Yeah,
I'm
hell
right there
yeah.
with you.
And look,
but, my concern is that I don't know if you've heard the song That Summer by Garth Brooks about how he worked at a farm when he was a teenager, and then he fucked the old lady he worked for, and now every time he sees a wheat field, he gets horny. Like, I don't want to...
That's not up to you.
Are these guys going to think about me when they're 40?
You know what? They will, and that's cool. Yeah. You're a cool sexual experience for them. I had a friend who she just was bored, and she fucked like a guy who didn't even really think he had any chance. He just kind of hollered at her in passing, and she was like, you know what? I'm visiting. I'm bored. That guy will think about that time for the rest of his life. Some of these guys will think about, how many times someone's first DM is, I need you to sit on my face, and they get blocked instantly. You're a sexual unicorn for some of these guys. And here's the other thing. Don't get so beaten down by society to think you're not attractive. People find you attractive. This is nothing is wrong here. It's just that when people are honest, it's not just the classic beauty ideals that they are really strongly attracted to. They're attracted to somebody who's a little thick. You know what I mean? You're a lot of people's type, and you're maybe, if there's one thing that you're reckoning with, is that realizing this was probably available to you your whole life, but your just self-esteem wasn't allowing it. And guess what? That's okay. We don't have to look in the past. Look forward. Get dick down. you're on a little, you deserve it for a while. Keep sowing those wild oats at 40, slut it out part 2. And when you want to, if you want to, I don't even know if you do, but if you ever want to settle down, know that you are someone's type, someone that you're also attracted to, someone you don't have to settle for, and you're good. This is all positive, Andy. There's no problem here, and we're happy to hear. Usually I don't like people bragging, but I think you need to brag a little bit about getting some dick because you haven't really believed in yourself until recently, it sounds like.
I really haven't. You've hit the nail on the head.
Well, listen, go out there, suck a little dick for me and Eldis. Okay,
Oh, for sure.
Have a nice.
The guy I'm talking to right now.
Huh?
Is 21 years. The guy I'm talking to right now is 21 years old and he's Greek and uncut.
There you go. Just don't slip up and call him Stavi while you're giving him head.
Okay, I'll try not to, but I might do it anyway.